Yeah, it was my fault. I should have emptied out every bottle, but some of them were supposed to only be as props, like in the background. But what people were doing was they were going to the people who let us use their house. They started taking their alcohol, which they shouldn't have done, but they started taking it and started drinking their alcohol. AI robot ship, yeah, it's I made the AI's thoughts almost like my grandpa that passed away, the way how he was protective and nice, but it's also like a robot talks like a robot, but he's also a friend to them because he's been with them the whole time. So the AI is smart. It's just another one of their friends that wants to just protect them, and so that's what it does, and sacrifices a lot for them too. So again, that's great. So you build it around that time bubble, right, at the medical facility. So you already have your setting. So you have your setting there no matter what. So the setting will feed into your characters, how they are. Are they, isolated? How do they feel? And that'll help. That'll balance and go with the dialogue as well. But again, once a character talks a certain way, they're not going to talk. They're not going to change it unless something major happens. They're sad or angry. Are usually the only time that a character will jump out of that dialogue of the way they usually talk. For the most part, they're going to be who they are. They're going to talk the way they always normally talk, right? So, but when you read people's stories, you can see how good a story is based on if the dialogue changes and why. Is it just because you want to push something that should be like told instead of shown? Then you're like, no, you got to show it, don't tell it. The prologue is the prologue. I made it as kind of like this guy came to me and bought the first story from me, and that's what I made the prologue. So I didn't want to take away from what we had as a story that he had, and the story because they're the same thing. So this is the beginning. After you have the prologue, we jump into the main character hacking the FBI. So this guy in the beginning had a he had an accident while he was trying to fix his equipment. Oh, I guess it wasn't. No, sorry. He fixed his equipment where he had like a giant backpack on that contained fire and ice. So one hand had fire and one hand had ice. So he goes. There's a fire happening, like an explosion. He runs into the apartment that's burning to save people. And then when he goes in there, he sees this like shadowy person that's like no body, right? Just a shadow. And then something explodes, the building crashes down on him, and he kind of has a fusion, right? That's his name, fusion. He kind of fuses with fire and ice, so now he doesn't need the backpack because it's coursing through his DNA. And then when the guy wanted the story, I made it where he had a night outfit because that's what he liked. So let me see if I can find it in here for you. Yeah, see, night matches it, the gauntlets and the whole costume. So he puts it out and he runs to the area. There's an explosion and that's what happens. So he wants a 10-page story. I'm probably gonna do a little longer. I have a lot of notes here. The other ones are on my messy desk somewhere of what I'm gonna do. So pretty much he hacks the FBI to find out more about this shadow person, which he finds out his name is Noche, right? Night in Spanish. So pretty much I have it right here. They track him down, but he escapes it. Then the FBI catches him and makes him work with them by showing him that stopping this shadowy figure will be better because the shadow guy is killing people. Pretty much the way the FBI does it, I have it here, is I want him to show a little bit bad in the FBI. I'm trying to show that the government is not as good as he thinks. So he's going to go, and the FBI are going to catch the building on fire to lure him out. So that's the part I'm about right now. Right now, I'm having him set up shop here in the FBI or in his motel room, so he can try to figure out how to work on his equipment and whatnot. And then these were taken from far away from my mom's camera. I remember it. So here I'm trying to help direct, hey, I need you to walk this way because they're gonna go walk in front of you. So you're gonna be like background. Most of them were background. I was talking to background. The director worked with the actual stars of the show, so he was working with them. So I was like, hey, they're gonna walk this way, so I want you to walk behind them. Because it's not gonna be a stagnant party. People are walking, bumping into stuff, and continue walking. You know what I mean? So I was like, hey, we got to get this going. Make sure you do this. We don't want to stop. Keep it going. We need movement. We need to look real. And so we did. So they we made it look real. They kept walking around and stuff.